This is a Moustache, a paraglide from Flare that completely changed the way I look at light onshore days with wind. You'll probably have seen some content of me on this wing, and that's because I absolutely love it. Here we go. The concept is quite simple. Wind hits an object, in this case a dune, and gets deflected up. This generates lift, and that allows us to fly along the coastline like I'm doing right now. This in itself is nothing new, and paragliders have been doing it for a while. But what Flare did is add a new dimension of control. If I push my hands up, I accelerate and lose altitude. If I pull my hands down, I slow down flying and gain altitude. And this, on its own, creates such a fun playground to play around with. So why should this wing be part of your quiver? If you're watching this on my YouTube, you're probably a kiteboarder or somebody that participates in wind sports. That means you already understand some of the key foundations. Just like a kite, you need to fly this wing in order to take off. And ground handling is one of the most important aspects for safe flying. So how does the Flare system work? When we have a closer look, you can see that a set of pulleys connected to the brake toggles controls how far the lines are being pulled down. This in turn changes the angle of attack of the glider, which has an effect on the speed and your glide ratio. With my hands up, the paraglide has the least amount of power, making it easier to stand on the beach. In the sky, this will translate to a higher forward speed and a high descent rate. When I start pulling my hands down a little bit, the glider will get more power, and you can see that it actually starts lifting me a little bit. So that's definitely not what you want to do on the beach. In the air, this will translate to slower flying, and it's easier to maintain your altitude if you're soaring along the coast. There's one more thing, and that's a stall point, and that's something you got to be really careful of, because kites don't do that. At least not when your bar is set up properly. But if I pull the brake toggles down too far, the glider is going to stall and throw me back. On the ground, this is the way to kill your glider. In the sky, it's not so nice as you can imagine. I would recommend that everybody that wants to get started with this sport gets lessons from a certified school. They'll show you the biggest dangers and create a safe learning environment. It's easy to find the schools on Flare's website, just check the description below. Just like a kite, the Moustache comes in different sizes, ranging from 13 to 26 square meters. The right size for you depends on a couple of factors. First, I would look at the amount of wind that you want to fly with. If you want to fly in 10 knots, you want to be taking a 26 square meters, where stronger winds will require a smaller glider. If you have little to no experience with paragliding or speed flying, I would really recommend taking a 22 or 26 square meters, as they're a lot slower and less agile. The smaller wings can get super fast and agile, especially if you're a heavier pilot, and a small mistake can have big consequences. If you're not sure what wind speed goes with which glider, Flare has a very nice overview on their website showing the entire wind range of each specific glider. You might think that parakiting involves traveling with a large and heavy bag, but this is actually far from true. Over here I have an 18 square meter Flare Moustache ready to fly with harness and all, and it only weighs 5.5 kilos. This is really not that bad, especially if you compare it to a 12 meter kite, including bar, which will come in at about 5 kilos. I hope all of this gave you more of an insight into the world of flaring and invites you to come give it a try. Remember to take lessons, follow your local flying rules, and then I hope to see you in the sky. Cheers!